I am still in love with my TN passport-sized journal. I've slowly been using it for more and more things. In my first video about using small journals and how using them have changed my life, I talked about how I kept my TN setup pretty simple, pretty bare bones, didn't want to overcomplicate it. And since then, I've added in some more ways to use it and some more things into it as my use of it has grown. I'm still keeping true to why I bought it in the first place and what I use it for, but I thought I would update you all on how my setup has changed and show you what is inside. It's my everyday carry journal still, and it's been such a big benefit in my life. I still take it around with me everywhere, and I even made sure that it fit into my brand new Coach bag that I bought for myself. I packed it in there with my wallet and my keys and my phone and some other everyday essentials, and it fit perfectly. So that's why I bought the bag, so that I could bring this with me too, and it wouldn't be too small. In terms of the cover itself and the accessories, those are still the same. I still have my factory charm from Japan. Actually, this whole thing is from the factory store in Japan, and I still have the tabs, the brass tabs, and the clip as well. Still use it all the time. It's so handy to have to keep things open. The first insert that I have here, and a big way that I've changed using this journal, is I actually used it as my travel journal in my everyday carry travel journal way. It's numbered number 3 with these lovely gold stickers because it's the third insert that I've started for this journal. We went to Spain, Italy, and France, and I brought this with me and wrote out each day what we did in detail. I was barely ever using stationery before in this journal. I would rarely bring out a sticker or anything, so this is a big change in the way that I was using it. I usually would bring another travel journal with me, something different, but I've been really loving taking something small and really portable, and I can put everything I need in here, which is the whole reason why it's called the Traveler's Notebook. It does not escape me. So I can confirm that it is very helpful as a travel companion. Because it's nice and small, I was able to bring it with me super easily, and I also brought my sticker book with me. This is the A6 sticker book from the Aesthetics Studio, which is a small business and a designer from the Toronto area, the Greater Toronto area, that I brought with me. And I wanted to make sure I had all the possible stickers to choose from for this, and I wanted to use up what was in there. There's tons of pages, and I can fit a lot in there. I didn't bring any other stationery, so that was the one splurge I had, I guess, stationery wise. I didn't bring like papers or glue or anything like that. After each day, I would do a big collage to fill up the rest of the page because I didn't want to start the new day right on the edge of the page. So that was a big change from how I was using it before, which was literally just write stuff down, maybe put in a sticker, like maybe. And now it's quite colorful. It has all the details of what we did each day, like I mentioned before, and how I was feeling, what the weather was like. It was insanely hot compared to Canada. We do get weather where it's, 32, 34 degrees Celsius, but it went up almost into the 40s, and we are not built for that. So that was a lot. I thought it would be fun to remember just how hot it was by capturing the weather every day. But it was so beautiful. So this journal is a big change from what I was using before, and I can show you when I got back. I filled in the last few pages because it was so busy I couldn't get through them all. My plan to finish this insert is to paste in any leftover ephemera and write some notes about it so that I can finish up the full journal and have it be its own self-contained journal for that trip. In terms of this pen, it actually fell out earlier when I was taking this out of its bag here, because I also keep this in the Traveler's Factory bag, just because this pen and any pen I have tend to fall out, and I don't like using the little loop on these types of journals, so it's easier to just keep it all together. I almost always bring the Leuchtturm 1917 Degreeful gel pen in black with me. This tends to be my go-to because it's just a very reliable writer. I don't have to worry about fountain pen ink drying up. You would not believe how many times I have brought my Kavecos, and you can see in some of my other inserts that I've done so. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. And it's really annoying to be on public transit or somewhere out and about and having to try to troubleshoot your pen being dried up or clogged. And it's just kind of embarrassing, and then it can be messy and whatnot. So I tend to, more often than not, just stick this guy in here. It's the perfect size to put in here and have it be pretty self-contained. So I always end up reaching for this guy. I love this purple. I'm a big purple girl. This is one of my favorite colors, but I have a few other of these as well, and they have refills too. So once I run out, I definitely want to use that as a refill. So that is technically part of my setup because I do bring it around with me. I don't know what people usually put in as their writing utensil with their TN. I think the Kavekos are a popular choice because they are also very tiny. They're pocket pens. They're actually smaller than the Leuchtturm pens. But I am just so annoyed with them drying up. And it's also partially my fault. I love to use glitter inks, but I don't know what else people use. I know there's also pencils. I have a couple of degree-fill pencils that I might use as well in the future, but I tend to just like pen. It's just easier that way. I added in the sticker release book, which is new for me. I used to have this insert in here, and the only reason why I was really using it honestly was for the zipper pouch to carry around some stickers. I think that was also partially why I wasn't using stickers very much. I just wasn't carrying around very many, and I ended up not using the card insert at all, or like the pockets at all. I was just using the zipper, and now that I have the sticker insert, I figured there's not really a use for this. I think people use this as an actual wallet insert, like they use it for cash in the zipper pocket and cards and receipts and things like that. But I need a lot more cards and things with me, and my wallet's pretty full, so this doesn't really work as a wallet. I kind of wish it would, but I think that's why people usually use that insert. So that got swapped out for this beautiful sticker release insert. I love that it's a light pink too. It's super nice. And the pages are actually quite nice too. I wasn't sure what to expect. I'm using a lot of stickers that I got from pen pal Gabby C. She sent me a whole bunch from her shop, and I chose the smaller ones to put in here because the pages are so small. I usually go for larger stickers. You could see in here, there's lots of large pieces that would take up like half of a page in the passport, so it was hard to find little ones that wouldn't take up so much of the page, but she sent me these and I've been filling in my sticker book. There's quite a few pages in here as well. I haven't filled them all up yet, but this will be really great for me to carry around, so I'm glad that I have the sticker book now. And then finally, the other insert I have in here is my just brain dump insert. I don't want to show too much because it's just like rambling. I did go to the Stamp Caravan event at Wonder Pens months ago and was able to stamp the inserts here. Actually, wait, no, this is from the actual Traveler's Factory. This is the insert that I opened after I bought it at the factory store, and I stamped it a bunch of times. And at the very beginning, these two pages are together. At the very beginning, I stamped the visit pass, and I actually went on Christmas Day last year. You can imagine how excited I was about that. And it was just such a fun experience. So I ended up using quite a few of the stamps they had there when I was there. And then I also did stamp a different insert when the Stamp Caravan came to Wonder Pens, but this is actually at the factory store. I really loved this floating on cloud 9. I thought that was so cute. It's so satisfying to see like such a crisp image from a stamp. So I just collected a few. I'll probably cut some of these out and use them in my travel journal for Japan when I eventually get around to that. That was the intention anyway, but I love looking at these. They're just so satisfying. And then I just started using this as just like a brain dump journal. Here you can see I started decorating a page with some of those stickers I was talking about. I have a sticker up here in the corner. I don't know what's on these pages, so I don't want to show too much. Oh, here's the Stamp Caravan, I think, pages. Hold on. So yeah, Stamp Caravan. I love that. The World Encyclopedia. So cool. And there was some in my other TN insert too. I even have some notes on crochet, like a crochet pattern that I was doing, and I was referring back to and making sure I was doing it properly. So this is kind of an everything journal, and I really love it that way. This is the reason why I got it, is partially just to have something small to carry around with me and to put all my thoughts. Yeah, here's some more. I have just like random notes like bridal shower, question mark, question mark. So this is super helpful for me when I was learning like the ins and outs of crochet a few months ago. This is also the insert that I use when I'm on public transit or when I'm waiting at the doctor's office, or I'm out and about and it's something to reach for instead of my phone, which is really helpful. Sometimes you don't even notice that you're scrolling until it's been a couple of seconds. It's just so automatic. And then you take in so much information, and I know my brain sometimes feels frazzled if I'm scrolling for too long and then I'm not really paying attention to what's going on around me, and I'd rather just kind of be with my own thoughts. So it's really nice to have that and feel more grounded. As for the future, I am almost done actually my brain dump journal. I'm like 2 or 3 pages away. Yeah. In the future, I am going to be switching this up. Once I finish my travel journal, once I finish this insert, things are going to move around a little bit. This is the second insert that I started that I swapped out for the travel one, but this one was more for my hobbies. So I have this, which is my crochet. Again, I printed out this little photo and kept it as a reference for the sunburst granny square pattern I was doing, and wrote down the instructions from a YouTube video. And then I had a bunch of YouTube video ideas here that I listed too, and a little collage. So I use this more so for craft and hobby thoughts when I think of separating them out. So that's pretty cool. I'll probably swap this one back in, and then I will use, after the travel journal, I'll have that one, and then I'll have another brain dump journal. I have quite a few more inserts, and here's some extra cords that I have. I like the green one a lot better than the brown on the camel, but I have a few inserts. One of my colleagues, Lizzie, hello if you're watching this, she gave me these little notebooks that she found, and I think she was at an event and they were giving these out, and they're almost, I think they're like the perfect size, maybe a little bit smaller than a usual insert. I think they're actually almost exactly the same. So I can just collage over the front and make it cute, but they're these little dot grid inserts, so these are perfect. We'll see how they fare with fountain pen ink, but I'm using a ballpoint most of the time anyway. I have a MD paper cream insert that I'm going to try. I'm excited for that. And then I do have a craft folder insert. I think if I start wanting to use more papers or like labels or something in my journal, I got this. I went a little bit crazy at the factory store, I'm not going to lie. So I'll try this out maybe when I see a need for it in the future. If not, I'll just give it away or sell it or something. Same with the other one. I have the extra elastics, and then I have the brass clips. I'm using one of those in there right now. So I have 3 more inserts to go before I can buy more. As we know, I am on my no buy. So I'll have to go through these 3 and this one because it's pretty empty still before I can get some new ones. I don't know how I'm going to store the filled journals once they're completed yet. I like the idea of them being in a box, but I don't know if I have any on hand right now that would be useful for these. I know that there's the archive binders that they sell, but I don't really like them that much, to be honest. I like the idea of them kind of being in a box and you can rifle through them and see them. And then I'm numbering them so that I know roughly what order they're in. And I'll start putting the beginning and ending dates in the back, I think, so that I know when they were completed. And one other thing I would like to try, which I've done before, but not for passport, is making my own inserts. I've heard that Rhodia paper is pretty good, or there's other companies that sell pads of paper that you can just rifle off the sheets and fold and do yourself. I have all the supplies for that because I've done it before, so maybe I'll make my own inserts in the future. I don't know, maybe some Tomoe River paper if I can get my hands on it. I've heard Rhodia is good, but I think that would be a fun thing to do too, because I have lots of scrapbook paper that I have to use up that would make really good covers. And because they'll be, you know, in the leather cover, I don't have to worry too much about them bending or anything like that. So I might make my own inserts in the future. We shall see. First, I'll have to use up those ones. I really love this little journal. It holds so many meaningful memories of our time in Japan. Every time I look at it, it reminds me of getting engaged near Mount Fuji, which is on the factory charm on the front, and all the fun we had exploring Japan and how much I loved it there. So this is the perfect souvenir for me, and I use it all the time, so I love it. I'm glad I waited until I was really sure that I would use this size of journal and I would use the passport. I wanted one for a long time, but wouldn't pull the trigger until I was sure that I would use it. And I think that approach made it a lot more enjoyable rather than buying it just because I thought it was nice and then having it sit on the shelf. So it's really extra special to me and I use it all the time, so I love it. If you have a TN passport setup or even just a regular size TN, I would love to hear about your setup or tips and tricks you have. I always get some really great ideas from my community on here in the comments, so thank you so much for sharing and thank you for being here. I super appreciate it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.